As with all the other weathery patterns, you can only control one snow weathery pattern.
What else?
Weathery effect monsters in your main monster zone in the same column as this card, and main monster zones adjacent to that zone gains this effect. Guess what the effect is? It's a quickie!
My favorite shit!
You can banish this card, add one weathery card from your deck to your hand. Wow, this searches the entire archetype.
Nice!
Also, you can't add cards from your deck to your hand except by drawing them for the rest of this turn.
Side note.
If you have more than one weathery monster with this effect and you banish one to search with this effect, you can banish the others in response.
Really?
Yep.
Because the way it's worded, it doesn't prevent you from activating the effect. It just says you can't search more than one time. This is pretty useful if it's the only weathery pattern you have and the other weathery patterns require you to do more stuff. This one has no activation requirement. I guess if you don't count having a weathery card to search.
Besides that,
this is the most flexible in terms of activation requirements. There is none, so
it's pretty good.
I feel like that's going to be a pretty common occurrence.
Random.
This really don't have anything to do with the card. I just felt like putting it in this video. I didn't realize how good placing the weathery spelling traps were because most of them were spells.
But wait!
Then I started messing around with anti-spell fragrance. We should all know what it does. And if you don't know, I put it on the screen.
I guess.
Placing circumvents anti-spell. Anti-spell explicitly states activating spells. And against certain matchups,
What's that?
anti-spell gives your opponent
The dick.
Then on top of that, weatheries have rain weathery pattern that lets you bounce your opponent's spell and traps. So with anti-spell, they gotta set the spells, and then with rain weathery pattern, you can just bounce them. So as long as you have anti-spell out or your opponent was dumb enough to play it against you, pretty good. Back to this. Snowy weathery pattern is the most flexible one in terms of activation requirements.
That's facts.
The fact that it searches is good, but it really ain't that important.
Because the fact still remains.
The cards overall in weathery individually aren't that good, but they work together. So searching things that don't really do a whole lot on their own makes this effect fair.
That's right, I said it.
But don't misunderstand, you still play.
3 of them things?
At least I would. And with that being said, thanks for watching. All I really ask for, if you would like to
Help me! Help me!
pay rent and make that cash, you know. All I'm asking for is an ad click or ad view or something that has to do with an advertisement if they show up.
And
My Patreon and my Discord server link is in the description. Thank you. Much appreciated. You has my's gratitism. I understand some of you may or may not like the green screen, but I didn't necessarily do it because of y'all. I wanted to do different stuff. I'm not completely dismissing your input. I'm just saying, why would I buy the green screen and not use it? But anyway, don't forget,
I appreciate you.